Behind every headline is a deeper truth, and behind every crime, a story that demands to be told.
Welcome to Rollin Whispers. I'm Dade.
And I'm Gaelic. Recently in the headlines in northern Ohio came from Lorain, a city located on Lake Erie with a population of approximately 66,000 people. This small city is known for its crime from time to time, but this case definitely gets you intrigued.
We're calling this case the Camden Trunk Killer. Of course, we want to bring you the most up-to-date and accurate information, but we dig through reports, rumors, and records to tell these stories. Some of it is solid, some of it may not be. Take it for what it is.
This case begins in the early morning on Tuesday, August 6th, in Lorain, Ohio. The Lorain Police Department received multiple calls about a strange vehicle on Camden Avenue near the 3300 block, and reports of a possible missing person. The Lorain Police arrived to the scene shortly after 10 a.m.
Upon arriving on scene, officers find a Ford Fusion parked in front of an abandoned house located on 3326 Camden Avenue. The officers began a search of the vehicle. Upon arriving to the trunk at 10:30 a.m., they find human remains of a partially decomposed white male.
Police say the remains look to have been there anywhere from hours to days. An autopsy was expected to be completed later that day, according to the Lorain County Court, but he also stated that there were no apparent injuries to the body.
The following day, on Wednesday, August 7th, 2025, the Lorain County Coroner identified the remains as Ronnie Geary, 39 of Vermilion, Ohio. The coroner confirmed that the man had been deceased for about 4 to 5 days when he was found. There was no apparent signs of injury, and he said he was awaiting a toxicology and further test results.
On the same day, it was released that Ronnie Geary, whose last known address was in Vermilion, Ohio, was listed as a sex offender with the Erie County Sheriff's Office in 2017. He had pleaded guilty to unlawful sexual conduct with a minor and attempted pandering of obscenity involving a minor, both in 2012. He served 3 years in prison, and according to the court records, he was required to register as a sex offender for 25 years. These crimes were a 4th degree and a 3rd degree felony.
The Erie County Sheriff's online report database reports that officers have responded to Geary's residence or other properties in the county for several suspected heroin overdoses since 2015.
Ronnie Geary's family and friends took to social media to express the person that he was. They stated that he had a big heart and that he was there for everyone he cared about. His obituary states he worked for many years as a landscaper, and he took great pride in his creativity and craftsmanship.
For over 25 years, Ronnie lived with the challenges of mental illness and addiction. Despite these battles, he's never stopped loving deeply. His heart remained open, especially to those he cared about most. His kindness, humor, and big heart often shine through the darkness he faced.
But now it's time to open the trunk on our take. So that means we're about to have a discussion about our opinions and just state what we think about the case. And it may not be factual, it may not be true, but it's just coming from our minds.
The multiple reports, that's what I'm stuck on. Because who obviously 3 to 4 days, I bet 4 to 5 days, somebody's not looking for this man. So why are we getting all the reports in one day?
So
you know what I'm saying?
But that's what I was just gonna say. I think the way that it's worded, like publicly, is stating like it sounds like they all came that morning, but we're assuming that.
Right.
It doesn't mean they actually came that morning. It could have been dispersed over the days. Well, why didn't it get checked out?
That's what I'm saying. Why?
But it is Lorain.
True.
And for a small city, 66,000 people is quite a bit to patrol.
Right.
And I'm sure there are bigger issues.
I mean, not that it's not a big issue, but like, they got a lot of shit to be worried about. So they might not have taken it as serious as they should have. And I'm not blaming them for it, but like, come on.
Another thing I'm thinking about too is the police stated this is suspicious, which I completely agree. His body's in the trunk. But they said the autopsy was going to be completed that day. Isn't it usually public information?
Right?
About like a case like this, it's already public news. But they haven't released anything. I haven't seen anything else from the coroner. Nothing else is in the news. about the case. So now we're kind of on our own, which doesn't mean we're not going to further look into it because, of course, we're always going to update too if we have anything.
Right. Whether that's a post or, a little slip in another podcast,
But another thing I want to get on to, we definitely expressed how Ronnie may not have looked like the best person, the best citizen.
Right.
But he did have people that cared.
Right.
And people stated that they believed he was super caring, he was loving. And I saw so many comments on Facebook that weren't even like just family, just people that have met him, said how much of a great guy he was.
Right.
But he still did bad things. And so the thing I keep relating to this is, also, let's add in something we didn't add previously. In one of the articles we read, it did state that he did not register as a sex offender on the state level. So I wonder if there's someone out there that has a grudge against them and did something like this. Or is it a family member of one of his victims that is retaliating? I mean, there's so many questions. Another thing we can add in comments, I don't know if you recall, they said that where right across the street from where the vehicle was located was a well-known drug house that's had many issues previously.
Right.
But I don't know how true that is. I know nothing about that.
Well, actually, it's funny you say that because you said you saw a Facebook post about this lady talking about something happened across the street. She says she lives there. She claims that she lives across the street and that there is a drug problem. So maybe that since it's known that it's a drug problem, that could be contributing to why police didn't take it as serious. To like check in on it sooner.
Possibly.
Right? But if you think about it.
But if it's a higher crime area, you think they would be more involved in too.
Right? But at the same time, what if they're not just put anything out there, like the situation where this person knew that the cops weren't going to take it as that serious because of that area, and they set that car there intentionally because it's abandoned, and it was 4 to 5 days before he was discovered. Or they just wanted to delay the discovery.
Another thing is too, sorry, it just popped into my head. Whose car was it?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. We asking the wrong questions. Obviously, it got to be registered to somebody because it ain't just going to be out here.
So if they know whose car it is, maybe it didn't have plates on it and they don't know, but I mean, you can still look up the VIN number.
Right.
And see who it was registered to.
Right.
But they never said if it was his, if it was someone else's, because of course the person, if it was someone else's, that'd be my first suspect. I mean, we're going to go question him immediately, him or her. But they haven't said, which pulls me 2 ways. Maybe it was Ronnie's car.
Okay.
Or the other, there's some reason why the detectives are holding that information from the public.
Okay.
But what would that be? But that's all just a conspiracy theory, of course. But what could it be?
This. Right. Okay. I get what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. I feel like there's a lot of dots that's not being connected here. I feel like there's a lack of care into this situation.
Which, according to the police department, this is an active, ongoing investigation. So maybe they're still looking into it. Maybe they have more information. It just never got out.
Right.
Which is a thing. I mean, we could always reach out to the police department, see if they have any more public information that they're able to release about the situation.
Maybe the idea of someone trying to figure it out could intrigue them to tell us something.
Exactly. But as of right now, we gave you all the information we have. We expressed our opinion. I honestly don't know who it could be. Do you?
I honestly feel like it's somebody maybe who retaliated. Because who just willingly puts themselves in a trunk? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, no. And how do you kill yourself? Put yourself in the trunk. Okay?
Exactly.
But there was nothing showing that. So could he have OD'd and someone got scared and threw him in the trunk?
That could. I mean, he did say toxicology report, so maybe
Right? I mean, but they never released it. They didn't tell us if he was high on anything. They didn't tell us he died of an overdose. All they said was, it's suspicious. So we have many questions. I'm sure many of you guys will have questions too. But of course, we will always give you information if it comes out and we find it. But you're always welcome to, if you figure out more information, you know anything more than us, leave it in the comments. This case is still ongoing. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Criminal Investigation Bureau at the Lorraine Police Department.
Thank you for listening in, and we will be back next week with another Northern Ohio case. See you then.